Hello, friends. I'm back with the weekdays time, and today I think on request of some of my viewers, some of my clients, some of my students to make this video. You can see the thumbnail, basically topic. How to verify whether the Saturn in any individual chart is in strong position or in weak position, and why Saturn is that much important. Most of the people are feared about Saturn in lot many ways, like Saturn is punishment, Saturn is delays, Saturn is restrictions. There are a lot of negative words basically associated with Saturn, and why people are basically scared or worried or sometimes becomes very pessimist. So somewhere basically we need to understand Saturn in a very different manner. How to understand whether Saturn in anybody's chart is behaving in a powerful manner or behaving in a very negative or you can say weak manner. Okay, in this video, I'll be putting up lot many things. You might have seen lot of good things, bad things in your life. Some of you might be the early living in your teenage life. Some may be below 20. Some may be between 20 to 36. Some may be 36 and above. This video is meant for all age group people. But I think before 16 years, people may not relate or may not completely understand this video. So I'll request them not to take this video on you basically before 16, because 16 is the age when your senses, your maturity, your hormonal changes starts happening in the life. You are somewhere in your uh, 10th standard in your school life or college life or somewhere basically from there your external world basically starts beginning. Okay, so 16 is the maturity age of Jupiter. So moment Jupiter gets activated, before that age it's a theoretical life, and Saturn is very much practical application of the world. Okay, so once Jupiter is activated in your life in a good or bad way, let's say Jupiter is good and bad, it will also affect the Saturn in somewhere or other way. But let's say somebody's Jupiter is very powerful, past life merits are very powerful, and they are enjoying birth in a very powerful family, powerful wealth. Okay, they may be very affluent, very rich. I think their education might life have been very successful. But when it comes to the practical life, things are not happening the way they want. They have studied, they have good degrees, academics. Sometimes we see Jupiter is very good in the chart, but Saturn is not behaving as per the expectation. You are studying a lot, you have a lot of degrees, you're having a strong family background, a lot of things are good, but somewhere basically Saturn is not giving you something what you are seeking in your life. So why these things are happening and why some people may be having very less knowledge, very unfortunate in life, Jupiter is not functioning well, even they don't have any kind of comfort in their life, luxury in their life, but still they are outperforming lot many people. Despite of limited education, they are great workers, great leaders, great businessmen, public influencers. So sometimes we see basically two different kind of pictures. Okay. So to understand Saturn well, basically, I request all of you to first of all understand what are the portfolios basically Saturn controls in our life. Okay. Very first thing is time. Kal. Saturn is the karka of Kal. Life and death both are domain of Saturn. Why you are in the life, why you have taken birth in a particular family, a kind of a poor family, rich family, average family, poor class, middle class, upper middle class, rich class. All these classifications are mainly decided by Jupiter. But basically, let's say somebody born in a rich family, but still do not get the advantage of that. That area belongs to the Saturn. Okay, your family is not supporting. You are not able to get the advantage of your family's wealth. Why? Because if family's wealth is second house, Jupiter, Saturn is just opposite house to that. That is the eighth house inheritance, legacy. So you are born in a very profound family, very renowned family, but still your family does not consider you as a matured individual. responsible individual in your life who can take the command, who can take the charge, who can show the maturity, responsibility in their life. Okay, people basically, you might have been living in a very comfortable situation. You might have not faced any challenges, struggle. Let's say you are living in a very restricted, successful, I think, illusionary world, which is basically somewhere Jupiter's background and Rahu's environment. You have not seen pain, suffering, and somewhere other way. So you are very well protected in your life. Okay, so your parents might have done great hard work, great challenges to build an atmosphere, and you are basically enjoying your past life roots. But Saturn is not exactly giving you the things the way you want. So the very first thing is understanding of time. Those people who value time, punctuality, they are very on time in everything. Whenever they speak a word, they give a commitment, they stand on their ground, they stand on their words. Those people who have a habit, like say, they will not say something unless until they are very sure about it. This is the very one thing basically, their word, word of mouth. Their word is taken very powerfully. People right from their childhood, sometimes some children you see, some teenage level children, some mid-age age group people basically between 20-30, which is basically a learning phase in the practical world. Let's say 16 to 20 is the theoretical life, school, college, where basically we live in a very theoretical life. It's a theory based life. We are learning in a lot of things in school, college, but once we come into the job, business, professional world, where Saturn basically is the chief. Saturn decides basically how you will build up your career, whether in a job, whether in business, whether in profession. Because if Jupiter is theory, Saturn is practical application. In the ninth house, if you see, Sagittarius rules the ninth house of college life. Everybody has graduated. Everybody has taken postgraduate degrees, MBA, PhD, and a lot of things that Jupiter is giving you. But once you come to the practical world, 10th house, Capricorn, where luck does not work, Jupiter becomes debilitated, helpless. Just because you are educated, you come from a particular family background. Okay, if your identity, so Saturn forces you to make your own identity. Those people who are, I think, bothered that what my father or mother have earned, what name they are having, my father, forefather, what my degrees are, those who come above that mindset and wants to create something extraordinary, those who are not stuck with the status quo frame that my family is rich, my father is powerful, my grandfather, mother, I have so much power, wealth, my degrees, my academics are so great. But those who are seriously concerned, no, I have to make my different identity apart from my family, apart from something. I want to set a benchmark and an inspiration for my future generation. When you have that sort of thought, despite being a born in a rich family or well-to-do family, good education, you have experienced a lot of good things, but still you choose to work from the grassroots level. That kind of mindset basically is the quality of a good sat. They will never say anything until unless in your face or commitment or time. They are very punctual in the time and the commitment. Time, those who value time of their own time, other people's time. They don't randomly call somebody. They have a very good habits in lot many good ways because they themselves feel that if I call somebody off time or randomly, because being an astrologer, I can sense that. Sometimes people, I have given you, I think in my most of videos, I basically say that sometimes you may call me, okay, fine, I think you can call me, you can message me. But let's say if I'm already stuck with any client, any student, and Saturn specialty, Saturn is not known for multitasking. Why? This is one of the bad thing which most of the people will hate. Saturn does not believe in 10 projects at one time. No, Saturn, one time, one task, achieve it properly, perfection lover. Saturn is a very perfection. Saturn does not want 10 different achievement in life. It will be focused to one or two major areas. Expert. Saturn does not make you an all-rounder. Okay. There might be other planets which will be adding fuel. So very first thing is basically Saturn is very much like an expert in something like that. Those who are not entering into every area of life. One time, they understand the value of time. The very first word of strong Saturn is visionary. They don't make short-term plans. Okay. They believe in structure, system. These are the words. If these words make sense in your life, structure, system, order, step by step working, taking one step at a time and moving slowly, slowly, slowly. This is the nature of a Saturn. Saturn does not want instant validation. Saturn does not want compliment. Saturn is not afraid of your negative criticism or something. Saturn is like an elephant who keeps on walking on the path and dogs keeps on barking. That is a true nature. Saturn is good with isolation. Saturn is not afraid with isolation. Loneliness, walking alone, who does not complain, who does not criticize, who does not find fault in others. This is a symptom of a good Saturn. Saturn is somewhere aware right from the childhood. Let's say you are aware right from the early childhood. You have started working from the early childhood, let's say 16-year, 20-year old age. That sense of maturity is Saturn. Okay, that sense of maturity is Saturn. So very first thing is commitment and time basically comes from the second house matter. Okay, that is the domain, although domain of Jupiter, but that house basically what whether to give commitment. Let's say you are given time to somebody and that person is waiting for you. And you are not only wasting your time, neither giving explanation, and suddenly at the finishing time, this way you can understand that your Saturn is good or bad. If you have a constant habit, you have excuses, that is Saturn. Saturn does not. Saturn is very harsh and very brutal, more brutal than Jupiter. Once the Saturn, strong Saturn nature people do not give you opportunity again and again because they value time more. Once they sense that you are the kind of a person who has a lot of excuse, you are not commitment, you are not serious about it because Saturn is that seriousness toward the object, toward the mission. So very first thing, time commitment. When you are very aligned to your, let's say you have given a word to somebody and you stand by helping. Okay, success comes or not, that's a different thing. But you are on time most of the time. That's a symbol of a good Saturn. Saturn is good. In the long run, you will be definitely. And Saturn rule people does not make short-term plans. Okay, planning is Saturn, very long term. Okay, Saturn will come, make plan one, plan B, plan C, lot of things. Saturn does not completely blindly believes in somebody. Saturn has a tendency of verifying. Saturn does not like to engage in argument. Those who engage in argument is basically Mercury. Limited knowledge, street smart knowledge. Saturn is experience. The word experience. Saturn rule people do not make believe in making mistakes, testing everything until unless I'll not verify, until unless I'll not experience, I'll not accept your point of view. Saturn has a very strong ears, eyes. They always can see the things behind the picture, what you are hiding, what you are trying to say that. And sometimes Saturn gives you that maturity. Normally, females have that quality. Females have externally they look Moon, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, external biological looks. Female are like that. But internally, because Saturn gets excited in a Libra sign of a female planet, Venus. They get physical, mental maturity before boys. Even in the Cancer sign, the sign of motherhood, mind, Saturn's Pushya Nakshatra is that. So female basically are very mature. But this is for all genders. I am not praising any particular gender here, but somewhere it can be applicable to both. Let's say being a man also, if you have that qualities, no matter born in which ascendant, Saturn is placed in which house. So that way, somewhere basically you need to identify if you are very punctual in time. Let's say you give a time to somebody, or somebody is giving you a time to meet, call, discuss, and you basically reach on time. That is the value understanding of other people's time, your own time. Saturn respects that behavior. That's a quality of a Saturn. Then commitment. Saturn stands grounded, on point. of the commitment. Whatever it will commit, it will obey the commitment, will not back off, no matter what. Even it may bear the loss or something like that. Some people will kind that that's like a very stuck mentality case. No. Saturn understands. Saturn is the effort, energy, investment of karma, time, and vision, lot of things. Saturn is the most mature planet in the zodiac belt. You cannot make fool. Okay, they may not react. You have cheated them, you have fooled them. They may not show a rebuttal right at that moment. They will keep on every action, every memory in their mind, and they will wait for the perfect time to strike you in a such brutal manner you just can't imagine. Saturn does not killing the opposition. No, it makes paralyze, die billion deaths at whole life. Saturn is a very brutal revenge. That's why we say na, Saturn is a karma karaka. It's a prarabdha karma. One more thing. Good Saturn people are very on point on routine day to day. Huh? Waking early from the bed, doing all the activity. Not only necessary a working class labor, people doing job in routine life. Look, there are lot many tea sellers, lot many vendors who start their vendor business early in the morning. Dosa stalls, tea stalls. Look at their punctuality. Every day morning, very tired, laborious work. They make good money. They always, most of the days, they rise very early. So sixth house Saturn quality, routine life. They are very good with routine. They are very good in crisis management. They always keep up black. They do not believe in drama, show off. They secretively save money. They don't bargain. Look, bargaining, those who have a bargaining with vegetable salesman or anybody, they want to take anybody's service, they want to go to mall or something, and they feel that other people is charging me very high. Okay, other people, there are a lot of things involved in lot many things. But once you start bargaining, let's say you may be right also. If you have a tremendous habit of bargaining, rather than bargaining, move away to the next shop. Why are you bargaining? Bargain is a symptom of a weak Saturn. Who feels that? Who feels that this person's time, effort, worth should not be rewarded? And when you do that kind of behavior, Saturn tells you, fine. If you do not appreciate, do not recognize, do not the time, hard work, labor, lot of things involved in a product, let's say vegetables. Farmers basically grow the vegetables. Lot of people we bargain. We don't bargain in big malls, shopping malls, restaurants, big brand pizzas and everything. But we have a tendency to bargain a poor people's. The whole world can see that kind of people around us. When you have that kind of quality, na, he literally this is called cheap Saturn. Cheap Saturn rule behavior. I may be very harsh, very brutal, but why? Because if you do not respect somebody else's hard work, and make sure Saturn will never give you something what you want in your life. This behavior is a symbol of a weak Saturn. Tremendous bargaining attitude. They think they are smart. No, actually, you are trying to cut short somebody's hard work reward. Do not want to recognize. Now, people will have a different thought because those people who are driven by Rahu, Mercury, Venus, they will try to cut the logic of Saturn. They like to win the short-term battles. Okay, you will win the short-term battle, but Saturn is like a snake. It will surround you slowly. And at one point of time, it will shut your mouth. You will speak on speechless. That is the way of Saturn. It's a very dangerous and deadly planet. It keeps a record of every action, every behavior of its own and others. Saturn does not believe in giving lecture to somebody until and unless it follows that. Saturn's line is preach what you practice. If your words and your action do not match, that means a bad Saturn. That is the way you can understand. Some people may not be very sure of, very working in secretive language, that kind of quality. Less show off. Saturn is no nonsense, no drama. So speech, time, commitment, routine, structure, discipline, long time planning. Why I am saying second house matter, savings of wealth for rainy days, bad days. Saturn does not believe in instant gratification, instant success. If you are seeking instant success, quick success, that means your Saturn is weak. By this way, you can realize, like, no matter Saturn sitting in which sign, Libra sign, Capricorn sign, Aquarius sign, Saturn may be placed in a very good sign according to your chart. Okay, I'll not go into the divisional chart or nakshatras today, but these are some very simplistic symptoms basically through which you can sense that Saturn, either from your sun, moon, or ascendant, may be sitting in a good house, good sign, good nakshatra, but still you have that quality. That means somewhere Saturn is looking good in your chart, but actually not giving you that quality of Saturn. You are not build up that in the early ages, because Saturn is very practical experience in life. Let's say Saturn is the experience. Saturn believes in that. Okay, I have lived this journey. This is my journey based on my prarabdha karma. I was supposed to experience this. Your journey, your experience might be different. Like in our astrologer committee, you will see good and bad both astrologers. Some are fooling people, some are taking advantage of somebody, some are always sugarcoating or always trying to create fear in something. Saturn is not unnecessary neutrality, balance, fair play. No, if anybody says that equality, balance, neutrality, when somebody uses this word, these are the word of Mercury, Venus, and Rahu. Saturn tells one thing, that what you do, you have choice of karma, but you are not free from the consequence. If your karma affects somebody else's, let's say, I speak on a theory, experience. I have gone through my 25 years life. Okay, I have a chart of people's confessions, not only 15, 20 years their life journey. Even my grandfather was having a big data. It is not applicable on 1%, 2%, but in lot many in their life pattern, what Saturn has done. It's like an autobiography of lot many people. I have a written confession, video confession of lot many people since last 15, 20 years. I do not make it public. It's a private matter of somebody else. Somebody has trusted me and told that story. So just to make proof in front of you, Saturn like people do not share somebody's secret. This is one of the good thing. Commitment, loyalty. So that way, sometimes people say that we have a difference of opinion. Fine, I am Saturn is completely okay with that. But some people are hell-bent, like you are saying this is not correct. Some people are very quick in giving reaction. Saturn is not a reaction. Sorry. Saturn is observation. It will not give you reaction. A good Saturn people do not believe in reacting, responding. Sometimes it may sound like a very coward, a weak person. These people will always wait for the right time to strike in a very brutal manner. They will not give you hint. They will not give you clue. Once they will sense that you are a very quick judgmental person, they will literally create a lot of things around you. They will literally block all your ways. Saturn is like a snake from toe to head. That way you can understand basically Saturn is in that way. Now, these are the some basic symptoms. Basically, I have given you an idea, but apart from that, I'll tell you that some of the houses, no matter these houses may be uh, having some good signs which are very compatible with the Saturn. Let's say Saturn is very comfortable in Venus ruled sign, Taurus, Libra. Okay. Saturn is very comfortable in Capricorn, Aquarius. These four signs are very comfortable to Saturn. Saturn is not very compatible with the Mercury rule sign. Mercury is like very quick judgmental planet, very quick in perception. Fine. But I would like to say the word vision, long term. Mercury is very impatient planet, very childish planet, lacks the maturity. Mercury is like a teenager or maximum a boy who has taken a degree and entered just into the professional world. It's having theory. Mercury is a student throughout the life. It's a limited memory chip. Saturn is the universal memory chip. Both are very different. At teenage level and Saturn is the old age grandfather. So that way you cannot match the standards of both. Mercury will be very good in presence of mind. Within a short battle argument it will win. But in long run, Saturn will and Saturn does not spares anybody. So Mercury ruled signs are also not very comfortable for Saturn. Jupiter ruled sign are also, let's say, Sagittarius and Pisces are also very comfortable with the Saturn. Saturn feels very comfortable in the Jupiter ruled sign. Sagittarius, Pisces, Venus ruled sign also Saturn is very good. Capricorn, Aquarius. Saturn is not very comfortable in Aries, Gemini, Cancer, up to some extent Leo also. Then I would like to say Virgo, Scorpio is the most problematic sign for Saturn. It can make a person very poisonous inside. Then these are the signs where I'll say in general, but sometimes within this sign also you will feel that some people are really doing well. Why? Because Saturn is going in good Navamsha, sitting in good Nakshatra Pada, getting aspect of some good planet. Let's say Jupiter aspect is there. Some Mars is putting good aspect on that. So these are the way you need to understand. So I have told you about the sign. Now I'll tell you about some of the houses where Saturn feels completely suffocated, helpless. First house, very dull physical health. They may get matured, hard work. People will advocate lot many things. The first house is not the house because Saturn can make you very arrogant, very stubborn. It's like the zone of Sun and Mars. This house basically belongs to the Sun and Mars. Okay, in Libra ascendant, people will say Saturn will be exalted then. Okay, fine. But first house is basically the zone of eastern direction of the birth chart. In Kal Purusha chart, Saturn in eastern direction. It's the leadership. Saturn is not leader. Saturn is the matured old grandfather who has a experience of 50, 60, 70 years of life, who has seen lot many things in life. It's like an old age guru, a mentor with a practical experience who guides the ruler. First house is the sign of a soldier, a ruler, a teacher, a leader. Saturn is not known for leadership quality. No. Saturn is the maturity of a leader. How to manage, how to deal, how to commit, what to commit. So Saturn is that experience. In the similar way, as I told that there are some people very quick in something. Let's say in astrology, I speak a term XYZ. I have spoken about a theory. I have spoken about a theory based on particular experience of any planet. And anybody is watching my video or I have written a post in a Facebook. Very next person will quickly jump and no, I am not agreed with you. It's not written in the book. This is not logical. These people will come up with this kind of critical behavior. This is not a good Saturn quality. You simply have seen the limited portion of the universe. You are born in a particular area. You have seen a particular. You are simply jumping in that immature manner, like you have drunken the whole ocean of all the yugas of knowledge, all four yugas. And very quickly you have assumed that whatever I am speaking is not correct. When you critically, you have a habit of jumping on something and cutting somebody's point, this is the quality of a bad Saturn. A good Saturn people are always a learner kind of a people. They do not engage in argument or cutting somebody's. Even if somebody, Saturn understands one thing very clearly. If you are doing a bad karma, I am not responsible to correct you. Universe will teach you the lesson. Saturn does not interfere in somebody else's area. This is the quality of a good Saturn. They are bothered with their own karma, they are responsible of their own charge. Whenever you enter in somebody else's domain, that is typical bad Mercury, bad Mars, who wants to become hero, Rahu in everything, who is motivated with the vested interest, who seeks validation. Saturn does not seek validation. Saturn is a very hell-bent, arrogant, especially if it has experience of something. It will not get affected by your criticism, your praise. You cannot apply butter with the Saturn rule people or criticize. If you think that they are devoid of this influence, you cannot influence them. The years of experience, they are not bothered about your reaction. Nowadays, social media, a movie is released. I am neither in the favor of the movie, neither in the against. It is the hard work craft of somebody, research based work. The director of the movie is not making any marketing, not any advertisement. Forget about the political ideology. They do not make noise. The public is actually making noise. Public has been divided. Some people, despite looking the facts, despite looking the reality, the proofs are shouting in a loud, this all things has happened, this all things are okay. In a very cryptic manner, because movies are artwork, fiction, but some reality blend, and people are trying to call it propaganda. These are the people who have a very bad side. What they are doing, they are knowing it what they are exactly doing, but they are not afraid of their own karma. They are not afraid of their own consequence. They want to win a short-term battle. They have always been living in that way. So these are the qualities of gaining something with the instant clickbait attitude. This is not sad. There will be lot many YouTubers about astrology who will be doing lot many nonsensical remedies and something. Saturn is introspection, looking, questioning your own inner self. Why I did this? Why I behaved that? Saturn does not held responsible somebody else. A good Saturn ruled people are always very humble, very down to earth people. You can always insult them, you can treat them bad. They will forgive you for a while, give you an opportunity to introspect. Introspection is a good term to define the good Saturn. They look within their own self. They don't hold somebody else accountable. So when you see this kind of trait, this kind of behavior, you can see this way you can figure it out a good Saturn, bad Saturn. If you figure it out that spot, look, stay on your words. If you commit, if you respect your, let's say, if you don't respect the time of others, then don't expect others to do justice with you. When you play with the time of others, somebody else, universe will use any human being X, Y, Z, whether it's your family, somebody. If you do not respect somebody else's hard work and you want to fix what value that person should have, you want to decide. Like say some people are like that, we will decide. This is arrogance. And the moment arrogance comes into the picture, this is not a good Saturn. You think that you are clever? Sorry. Saturn, you cannot be more clever than Saturn. Saturn is quite aware of all of our karma. Saturn is a universal memory. Saturn knows what to give you, when to give you, where to give you. Saturn is not a politician asking your votes, your likes, video. Okay, I'm the medium, I'm putting his words. But this is the true way I have understood Saturn in somebody people's life. They may be even very rich, very powerful, but very simplified life. They are not into drama, not into show off, glamour. So that way you need to understand that. So some of the house I would like to tell you that first house is a problematic house, no matter where. Saturn creates a trouble, any sign. But if you are very punctual, very committed, non-critical nature, observant, introspection, commitment, responsibility, working in structure, long-term plan, because Saturn has a big ambition, big goal. It knows that consequence. Saturn is aware of the consequence, what I'll do. It will think before work. A lot of thinking will do. Saturn is a very deep thinking planet, observant. It will not only work on its own experience, it has a habit of collecting everybody's experience. Even if somebody's experience is wrong, it has a good, large-hearted in that way, good Saturn. It will respect everybody's time and work. Somebody may be playing a short role, somebody may be playing a big role. Why? Because Saturn understands in karma very seriously. Okay, I have born in a earth with a specific experience based on my past life karma. I am supposed to meet specific kind of people. I have to experience with them. And that may not be the case of a other person. They might have lived a different life, different atmosphere. Although they may have a same placement, but they are supposed to experience something different. Now here basically when the second person tries to cut down the voice of this person, no, you are saying wrong, your voice is not correct, you're not telling the correct thing. Some people will give you the example of books written at the printing pieces, which have been, we have seen in lot of countries, basically those who are winning over certain countries, the winners write the history. Like in our Indian history books, lot of things in historical context were being removed. In the Shastras, in the Puranas, even distortion has happened in lot many ways. I have a wide range of collection in my house of lot many things. I don't display everything on social media. Still, I am seeking knowledge hungry, figuring out. I'm not tired. Saturn people gets, I think, weak Saturn people gets negative very easily. A true Saturn will be very optimistic people, will be very patient. Patience is one of the fine-tuned quality. Visionary, patience, objection. These are entrepreneurship, organizing skills is a quality. Despite of differences, the great thing of Saturn is, despite of difference of opinion, Saturn does not block somebody, cut short somebody. They allows anybody to criticize and everything. This is the quality of a good Saturn. Okay, you and I don't agree with certain thing. This is okay. You are supposed to experience something different. We both are student of astrology. I was supposed to experience XYZ, any a particular planet's expertise because I lived that. My own life is an example. It's I am 45-year-old, but still I may be wrong because still I have to go for a long way, 20, 30 years. My grandfather lived for 85 years. I kept his data, his friends' data, his all networks data. I'm still collecting of lot many people. That is my way of adding value experience of lot many people in a very systematic order, methodic manner. I have a confession of lot many people. Still, I don't believe that this is the pinpoint. Okay. Once you claim to behave like that, okay, whatever I'm saying is the final word. The moment you behave in that way, that shows arrogance. You try to behave like God, and that is what Saturn does not like. We all are just having we are carrying a certain good and bad karma. We all will be having certain weak points, certain fault based on our past life. Something is yet to come and we are supposed to experience. I told somebody something 15, 20 years before. At that time, that person was not agreeing. What you are saying is not going to happen. Just 2 days before, some people who are stuck in Dubai currently, a lot of in Middle Eastern countries are stuck in job, luxury, tax saving, and lot many things. I told them basically you will face trouble in those areas. You're staying, you're living your own motherland, you're having karma associated with your family, your own land, but you have chosen a quick. Now they are facing the heat and consequence. Some people are in the Middle East. Oil refineries are also connected with Saturn. All the Middle East countries, Gulf countries, if you go through their history, are they such wise people, such intelligent people, scientific people who have discovered the oil wells, oil, gas from their own worth? No. It is the teamwork of lot many peoples, lot many community, lot many civilizations. And after becoming rich, what they have developed. So that way you need to introspect, you need to understand. Currently, Saturn in Pisces is shutting down, breaking down all the illusions, all the orders. It's in the punishment mode, course correction mode. It's an introspection mode. It is giving opportunity for everybody to think about next 30 years, investment planning. Everything will be changed. So that way you can understand basically. So first house, fourth house, fifth house. These are not house very comfortable. First house to fifth house, I would like to say. If your Saturn is placed anywhere between to first and fifth house, no matter it is Virgottam Saturn. I've seen the chart of Bill Gates, one of the most biggest tycoon of Microsoft and lot many things. Sitting in the fifth house, exalted Saturn, sitting with Venus, people will say that he's such a responsible, good person. But within the Epstein file, we came to know that this person was involved directly, indirectly in manufacturing COVID-19 virus. Why? Because he has also invested in giving the vaccines. Now, will you call this as a good Saturn quality in the fifth house? That's a Gemini ascendant person. Pisces moon sign. Philanthropic. He claims to be philanthropic, but we are looking up lot many different sides of a different people. So just because Saturn is in Libra sign, we should not happy. Let's say in the D9 chart that Saturn is going some Mercury rule, Mars rule sign. Then D1 chart, but through symptoms, through behavior. Sometimes let's say you are not very good in understanding divisional chart or nakshatra energy, Shadbal. There are lot many parameters through which we can figure it out. But in a larger context, if you want to understand whether the Saturn is good or bad in your chart, weak or powerful in your chart, through behavior, through nature, through symptoms, Saturn is not a short-sighted planet. It's a far-sighted planet. It looks way beyond than other people. People may call him fool, people may call him idiot, but because some people who at the age of 16 has started such a tough journey looks like a fool. But in the long run, the people who will be criticizing these kind of people will become a matter of joke. You can laugh the good people in the initial phases. You can cut short their voice. You can pull their leg. A typical Rahu, Mercury, Venus, who are not the planet of wisdom, who are the planet of material Maya illusion. Jupiter rule people, you see that. Even their qualities mostly match with the Saturn. Saturn is very comfortable. Saturn is very problematic with the Sun and Mars because Sun and Mars sometimes gives you that arrogance, that status quo attitude. And Sun and Mars moves very fast comparable to Saturn. Sun and Mars like a power and energy, which is not guaranteed that throughout the life you will have. Are you sure that if you are born in a good status family, your status will remain with there? Let's say if you have achieved a position, Sun, status, Mars, good body, good health, but that will be remain with you if you don't follow the qualities of Saturn, routine, discipline, commitment, vision. Saturn sometimes looks very boring, very frustrating, demands a lot of patience. Look at the farmers who are working, who may not be very educated. Their clothes and looks you will not feel workers, laborers, but they're very consistent in something like. Even the working class who daily follow their routine, okay, they are not rich. With Saturn, you cannot measure the rich and poor matter. Yes, Saturn has a big role in making billionaire millionaire. Why? I have spoken about lot many good qualities, visionary, long-term planet. Saturn is not a trading planet, investment planet. Eighth house, okay, unearned wealth also can be given by Saturn. Saturn can give you. But if Jupiter should good, your punyas are good, then Saturn will give you legacy, inheritance, insurance money, astrological knowledge, deep-rooted knowledge. You will be having a tendency to go in deep on something, digging deep. These are the qualities of Saturn. So, friends, I think this was some small input on my explanation. So, you all can mention your placement of Saturn in any particular house, and you can acknowledge me whether the qualities which I have mentioned is basically taking place in your life in that way or other way. Look, somewhere I might have been very harsh to you people. Basically, I say sorry for that. But why I am saying that? Look, if I'll always speak the good things, I'll keep you in illusion. Today you may like me, but once that illusion will break, you will hate me. Although it doesn't make any difference to me whether you hate me, like me, whatever may be. But if my hardness basically makes you responsible, commitment, value your own karma, not to step on, you can say, landmines, because Saturn sometimes puts landmines in certain areas of life based on placement, nakshatra. There are a lot of wide areas. And if you're not aware of the landmines, Saturn is the past life prarabdha karma. It uses its agent like Mercury, Venus, Rahu, Ketu. They are like landmines, trap. Your greed, your lust, your hate, your revenge-taking attitude, your jealousy, all these things basically can act as a trap in your life. And Saturn does not wants to give you the punishment of your past life karma. Just because you were not accountable, not responsible, you're only bothered. Saturn is not selfishness, okay? Saturn is silent, but not selfishness. Saturn is fairly allowing, but Saturn understands one thing. There is nothing called equality or guarantee in this world. Sorry. It's everything transactional. Karma is a transaction, nothing else. If you have done good karma, you will get good things. But somewhere basically, let's say you are brought in a good family. Your father, mother, family have earned. You are very feeling very well protected. Today, 5 years, 10 years down the line, what the world can change. Lot of people who were working in IT sectors, working in Middle East country, they might have never thought today what is happening in Middle East countries. All the real estate investment in lot many things. So Saturn is also investment. So that way you can correlate with it. Okay. So friend, this was my little input about this. I think you can write your viewpoint, your feedback, your placement of Saturn. And if you have any doubt, you can drop there. If you are willing to take professional consultation, or if you are willing to study astrology professionally through me, you can first of all message me on my WhatsApp number, your name, your details, whatever is the services you are required. Are you looking for a consultation? Are you looking for astrological courses? Basically, you can message me and we can then decide to talk and schedule basically accordingly. So friends, if you're watching my video for the first time, please like this video, subscribe and share with your friends and family members. Thank you. We see you soon.